you're going to have the biggest mass amount of homelessness in the history, not just of the USA, of the world, if we cut the program. So in my opinion, what'd you say? 2.2 million people, right, would be essentially homeless. No landlord's going to just accept you not paying them at that point, and expecting them to pay out of pocket is just unreasonable and unrealistic. So
there are some growing concerns as the government is trying to lower down the spending of the government, and also people are worried whether Section 8 is going to be affected or not. Now, Section 8 is a housing assistance program that was created by the government to help those with low incomes on their rents. But some people think and believe that this might also be affected during the Trump train's reign. In today's video, we're going to talk about that and more, including food stamps and some of the requirements that have now been involved. If you want to continue receiving food stamps, you're going to have to go through a sort of new procedure that the administration for the Trump train has put in. Today's discussion is kind of an educative one, so let's try to be positive and follow along.
Trump said, if you are on Section 8 of housing, you only get 2 years. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but understand the matter of the fact is that a lot of people get on this Section 8 and get this housing, and they sit on it for years, and they never do nothing else with their life. They get content and comfortable with what's going on in front of them. They sit up, they buy bags, they got the most expensive cars, they buying their kids all these expensive clothes, instead of saving money and putting this money up to progress, to get ahead in life. It's like somebody asking you for a loan to get ahead on their bills, but then they never get ahead on their bills because next month they need your help again. They need your help again because they really tricked all that money off. See, the thing is this: you need to get up off your ASS, do something with your life, and stop trying to sit around on housing in Section 8 for the rest of your life, because it's not going to always be there. What are you going to do if the economy just drops right now? What are you going to do if they take housing in Section 8 away and you've been on there for 4 or 5 years and you haven't been doing nothing? Yeah, we got single mothers out here, but the thing is this: nobody told you to lay down with a ain't nothing man. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to not finish school. Nobody told you to be content with your life and not want to have your own business, get established. Nobody told you that. Nobody told you that. Y'all say, oh, the old people was once young as well. Why didn't they do something different with their life so when they got older that they would be established? Man, God bless y'all, man.
Baby, Trump is changing the game. You hear me? He changing the game. So now if you working, you get to get food stamps. In the day, well, not even back in the day, as of late, if you not working, you get food stamps. But see, once I start working, y'all take them from me. See, once I start working, you take them from me, and then nobody can ever get ahead. See, that was the problem. But now Trump is about to change that thing. He's saying, nah, if you working, I think it's a certain amount of hours you got to work. Now I'm going to give you food stamps. Well, that's the best way for a person to get ahead. You know how many people working want to get food stamps? You know how many working families, husband and wife, making a decent income, wish they can get food stamps just to get a little leg up in life? Because that's all that it is. It's assistance to get you to where you don't need the government anymore. And guess what? They don't like that. They want you to always need government to take care of you. And Trump is coming in there to change that thing. He coming in there to say, hey, look, we don't need to take care of you. We can help you so you can then enable yourself to take care of yourself. That's exactly what we need.
Now, y'all, this is fresh, hot off the press. For y'all that's on Section 8, Trump said no more. An exec order has been put in to throw you off. I'm glad I let mine go. I'm glad I let mine go, because you know what? I always had the mindset when it came to the government. And I know that they could take this at any given time. And I know a lot of people get comfortable. You cannot get comfortable when it comes to government assistance. I remember back when my daughter when she was born, she had a lung disease. She had pulmonary hypertension. She was getting SSI. And there was people that would tell me, lady, why is you still working? You know, your daughter getting a check, blase, blase, blase. Because they could take that at any given time. I never sat there and got comfortable with government assistance, because I know the government can take that at any given moment. So y'all that's on government assistance, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, he working. He out here working. We can't say he ain't doing it. He working.
So apparently all the broke people getting mad because Trump is making it to where you have to at least work 35 hours a week or something like that in order to be eligible for Section 8 and food stamps. And honestly, I feel like those that overly work and don't get paid anything and they get the most taxes out their check, they still have nothing left over to pay bills with. Why wouldn't he make that a requirement for them? They're the ones that's actually struggling. Versus you guys that literally don't have to do jack shit. They're not doing anything. They're not even working. But they're on Section 8 and EBT. When me as a college student, they tell us all the time, you have to at least work 20 hours. And we do. And then another one of the requirements is you can't be eligible for a lot of financial aid. There's a whole bunch of shit that they try to tack on and add on where you don't get it. The mother is literally not doing anything with their life, just up in the house all day, they get everything. So I'm not mad at it. Y'all can be fake mad at the shit all you want. Not me though. And at that, it's a temporary solution, not a long-term.
So Trump is supposedly changing the requirements to qualify for EBT, Section 8, and welfare. So if you are on these things or trying to get on these things, Trump is requiring you to work at least 30 hours a week to maintain or qualify for these assistances. This is one of those changes that he's making that I don't think I'm upset with, because a lot of people use these assistances as crutches because they know that they can rely on this and don't have to do anything or do the bare minimum. So he's kind of pulling that crutch away from them and taking that dependency away from them. So I don't think I'm mad with this one. But if you're one of those that I'm talking about that know that they get this and they're lazy as hell and they voted for him, don't you dare complain, because this is who you voted for. This is who you voted for. Don't you lift the...
I personally don't agree with a lot of things Trump is saying, but this one specific thing makes sense to me. To all the people that's on Section 8, he is giving y'all 2 years to get on your feet. Trump said stop being dependent and become independent. I agree. I'm not no hating ass bitch. I'm not knocking nobody's situation. But if you really think about it, Section 8 is only to assist you to get on your feet. Section 8 is a stepping stone to get you on your feet. Section 8 is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Government assistance is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Keyword, assistance, to assist you. Y'all done got too comfortable. Too comfortable. There's people that's been on Section 8 for like 10 plus years. That's a long time. Within that amount of time, you should have a lot of money saved up in your bank account, in your savings account. Y'all too busy buying the newest shoes, buying the hottest cars, trying to keep up with the trend, buying designer purses, buying designer clothes, but you're in public housing. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. Let that sink in. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of single mothers out here also that need those type of assistance. But if you just comfortably living off Section 8 and don't care, that's crazy to me. That's the reason why nobody else can get in, because y'all be on Section 8 for years. Y'all not thinking outside the box. Y'all being so dependent. Stop being so dependent and let's become independent.
Hey family, I'm back. I found out something else. I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this. Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work. They don't want to go to work. Now, let me say this on the sidebar. They do have some people that need Section 8. Some people that, medically, they can't go to work. Or, they just can't physically. I get it. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to these ones that your mama been on Section 8 all her life, and she ripping and running and doing this and doing that, and then you seen she was on Section 8, paid $3 rent. So now you, as a young girl, because you done got pregnant and you got a baby, you go run out there and get on Section 8, and you ain't working, and you having child after child after child, and y'all all on Section 8 getting food stamps, $1,000 a month. And no, that's all about to stop. That's who I'm talking to. Okay? Trump said that's enough. So for us people that goes to work, that's working, he said you got to have at least 30 hours. Okay? 30 hours a week to qualify for the program. All right? So most of us that work on a regular basis, 30 hours ain't nothing to us. This is what we do. So guess what? We gonna be the ones walking around in the grocery store with the big baskets, because we deserve it. All these years, they've been letting people with no job. They walking around with 2-3 baskets full of groceries, and us hard-working people, we got a little handheld basket with 2-3 items in there, because that's all we have left out of our check. And they sitting around getting fat food, eating lobsters and shrimp and crabs and all this other good food, and we can't even eat that. And we the ones going to work. So I'm glad Trump didn't flip the switch, baby. So all y'all that's living it up right now, that's able-bodied to go to work, and you're choosing not to go to work, you better get ready. Because, baby, y'all finna get them notices. And them notices gonna come soon. And like he said, real quick. And those of us that go to work, we ought to be able to go and apply for some food stamps and see what it feel like to be able to go in the line and slide a card with pride. Because it's not for the ones that don't have nothing. It's for the ones that's working to have something. It's our turn now, y'all. So I'm telling y'all right now, if you able to go to work, you better get out there and start filling out them applications. If you want to have a place to live, it's time to get up and stop being lazy. Because, baby, this is not the American way no more. Trump said no. And y'all can be mad all you want to. I told you, things are changing. You ain't gonna like it, but guess what? You got to go with it. So that's what I got for y'all today. No more Section 8 EBT for people that don't want to go to work. Y'all time is up. Leave a comment, y'all. Let's talk about it.
It's no shock to me. I said this last year in a video that they're going to put a cap on Section 8. Then nobody, they thought, oh, auntie just talking woody woo. Baby, I said somebody going to do it. They're going to put a cap on Section 8. And the thing about it is food stamps, all the subsidized housing, and all this right here already said it. God get one before destruction already said it. So it's like, it's making it look like, oh, Trump coming through to cut these damn benefits because he's Trump. No, Trump ain't doing a damn thing but mimicking what Bill Clinton did. Bill Clinton started the welfare to work. Okay, and one thing for certain, two things for sure, can't nobody tell me Bill Clinton didn't care for us, because he did. But the thing about it, the welfare to work wasn't to hurt us. It was to really make us better, because you don't want to get comfortable just sitting back waiting on to send you a check. You don't want to get comfortable just sitting back waiting on somebody to tell you you're eligible or ineligible for food stamps. Now let me give it to you 100. I was on Section 8. Okay, but also when they do something, they try to tell you, look, let me calm down. When they do something, they try to let you know, get ready for this shit. See, when I was on Section 8, they also had a program where they said they're going to take a portion of your rent and they're going to put it toward if you want to buy a house. Hello, tell me I'm lying. They had a program that said, we want to get you off Section 8, get you in a house, and get you ready so you can learn how to pay a mortgage. So, y'all know this man he's a felon, huh? He ain't no genius. This man is only mimicking what Bill Clinton has done. And he took it to a whole nother...
I heard a lot of people being concerned about Section 8, which is a government assistance program to help low-income households pay their rent. But there is literally not much information about it. But in this video, we did hear that it's going to be effective only 2 years later from now. So I didn't see much information about it. The only information that I did find was talking about how he was trying to do so in his first term, like trying to eradicate it, but he's no longer going to do that. But we can expect anything because not much has been put out there. And when it comes to food stamps, you did hear that the minimum requirement is working 30 hours per week, which is kind of reasonable for people that work. So I think this administration is just trying to target people that do not really work. They don't put in that much work, but they were getting food stamp benefits, because that was put in place for people with low incomes, people that are working, but their income isn't really meeting their daily needs in terms of home, you know. So these are the programs that the government put in place just to assure that people are able to sustain themselves. And we see this when Bill Clinton signed the welfare bill. Now, the welfare bill is something that he put into consideration in the 1990s. During that time, he wanted people to experience the benefits of working hard. And I was reading this article about how people were so skeptical about it. But after a period of time, they think that it became successful. So is the Trump administration trying to adopt that way of doing things in the land of the free? I think it's possible. I think we can say that that's how it's gonna be, I guess. But you leave your thoughts in the comments and just let us know what you think, because I did hear a lot of reasonable perspectives from that video, if you were paying attention, on how much people think it's a good thing if you are really working, and if you are not just receiving those food stamps minus doing the work. So if this is a perspective that most people agree with, I think we're going to see some progress when it comes to signing this bill into law. But what do you think? Now, just to get into some specific details, let me just get into something that people wrote about this in an article called "How the Trump Administration Could Leave Families Hungry, Potential Cuts to SNAP in 2025 and Beyond." So SNAP, this is basically the food stamps, right? So could this leave families hungry? So in President Donald Trump's first term, his administration tried again and again to take food away from hungry families in need, most often by cutting or adding restrictions to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. Although these efforts were largely unsuccessful, the more than 42.6 million Americans who rely on these essential benefits to feed their families now may face even greater threats of rising food costs as conservative Republican lawmakers in Congress and the White House formulate their legislative agenda. So this perspective is kind of like this. We know how much people were benefiting from food stamps, right? People that couldn't meet their daily needs because of their low income. Right now, on top of that, after Donald came in power in his first term, he wanted to cut that. One thing that you have to know about him is he is trying to just cut down on government spending. So in his mind, he thinks this is one way that we can just cut down on government spending. But the bad side of it is this could leave some families out there hungry that are in need of this assistance. And I guess this is just breaking it down. They see safety net programs as prime targets for budget cuts, even as more than 1 in 8 households already say they have difficulty getting enough food. All right, so the Trump administration sees cutting down even on food stamps as a way of cutting down the national budget for the government, right? While in general, or to be honest, there are people that really rely on this, and doing that could leave them hungry. So cuts to SNAP may form part of coming legislative battles. Now Trump is back in office, and Republicans control both chambers of Congress. Households receiving SNAP, which provides low-income families with benefits to buy groceries, will likely face many attacks as House Republicans debate how to reduce government spending in a budget resolution needed to kickstart the reconciliation process. They're just trying to cut down the budget for the government spending. So under this process, bipartisan support would not be needed to pass the final package of legislation. So this could be potentially a law, it could be potentially a bill. But do not be overwhelmed by it, because there are some requirements for you to continue getting food stamps. As we heard, you have to put in the work, right? Like Bill Clinton was trying to do during the time when he was president. Now, let's just get into some of the comments and thoughts that people have concerning the cut-off of food stamps. So the first comment I have for you is, as someone who worked as an apartment manager and some abusing the Section 8, like rent is $100 and you late every month, but you drive a new car than me, I'm glad he's doing this. So concerning Section 8, some people are actually happy that the Trump train is doing this because of those things that I mentioned. All right. So the other comment says, that's been like that for California. If I got cut back hour at work, it was a problem. The other comment says, I have Section 8, but I pay $750 a month. I would like to buy a duplex and rent the other side. Okay. So Section 8 is gonna affect most people that just depend on government assistance, and some people were paying without Section 8, or they were paying with Section 8, but there was no difference. So some people think that it's not gonna affect them that much. And the other comment says, this is absolutely true. I am on debt and medicine, but I wouldn't mind going to work. I have worked while on government assistance and it didn't bother me at all. It's understandable and not fair. Okay, so the other comment says, it's always been that way in my NY. So the other comment says, I know an ex-con who has a wife he keeps pregnant. She does work 30 hours a week and he's a stay-at-home dad for his 3 kids. Oldest in kindergarten, who gets roughly $17,000 back in taxes. The other comment says, some people on Section 8 rent is only $200 and they still get evicted. Wow, that's crazy, you know. And the author of the video said, I know that's crazy. If my rent was $200, I would pay it up for the year, you know. So there are people that think cutting down on Section 8 is kind of like gonna be beneficial, especially for the hardworking class, especially like that sister has put it. There are a lot of people out there that are paying rent for $200, you know, like, which is not bad, you know, like rent for $100, 200, and you're still late, you know, you're still failing to pay. So Donald Trump is targeting people that are lazy, I guess, and some people are able to see it clearly like that. But what do you think about this, the comments, and what do you think about what people are saying? And what are your own thoughts? Like, what's your reaction towards it? Just leave your thoughts down in the comment section. And with that being said, I did tell you that it's not really clear whether cutting down on Section 8 is going to be put in effect right now, but people are speculating that we're going to see it later after 2 years. But like I said, anything is possible. And if you're working 30 hours plus a week, food stamps is not going to affect you. You're still going to be able to get food stamps. So if you haven't started already, I think it's high time that you started like putting in that work 30 hours a week. Some people are happy with that, like they're fine with that. And doesn't Elon work like 100 hours a week? We've seen those interviews where he says he works 100 or plus hours a week. So hey, it is the world that we live in. Like this video if you found it interesting or enjoyed it, and kindly subscribe.